Hi traders, this is Brad with the Asian preview. All right, now let's just have a look at these markets. I think the main thing to take out of this US market, pretty quiet start of the week. Don't forget, with Thanksgiving on Thursday, it's going to be a very short week as far as that goes. US manufacturing, or some of the manufacturing data, it's not the most important one, but just off the market touch. A little bit weaker, so no real change to that Fed outlook. If anything, the dollar index has just basically popped back up again. So a little bit of reassurance. The one thing that you can definitely see, if I just switch over to the major currency pairs, the currencies aren't going anywhere. Okay, they're trading sideways, slightly bigger ranges than what they were last week. Obviously, still a bias to the downside here in euro, um, and a bias down here in cable. But the rest of the currencies are just breaking highs, breaking back down through the lows, and they end up back where they are. So just be aware that the currencies are not really behaving extremely well. Dollar yen just breaking down through the cloud and the support line there probably looks the most compelling trade just at the moment. Aussie and Kiwi mid-range. Still, I mean, I got stopped out last week on that euro little blip up, but still looking to get short euro on the next rally. This is very compelling viewing with the ECB on a easing bias and the Fed on a rate hike bias. It's pretty easy to work out what you need to do. It's a matter of managing that position when it gets there. All right, sterling once again getting hit there as well. And dollar CAD, oil has rallied a buck, or actually probably a couple of bucks. But dollar CAD is just sort of all over the place. It's getting pulled from one pillar to the next. That's with the oil price, the US fundamentals, and CAD fundamentals all sort of working against each other. Now, just coming over here for the Asian day, no major data out due in Australia, so it's just going to be keep an eye on these equity markets. And as it is, I should have mentioned there on that US page, the equity market's pretty much flat. Okay, there's nothing in it, so I can't see too much coming out of Asia unless there's some big news out of Japan or China, some sort of left field stuff. And yes, there we are, 71.80 for the Aussie. Kiwi, pretty much the same as well. The trade balance figures out in a couple of days. Not much to really get excited about there. Come over to the beast. Dollar yen, as I said, this is probably the most compelling trade. Looking for a potential follow through here. The one thing we have been seeing with these highs and lows, they have just been sort of slightly pushing through, taking out the stop losses, and then coming back into the range. So until that dollar has more specific direction, I'm going to be sitting pat and just watching dollar yen at the moment. The one thing you can keep an eye on is the Nikkei. Okay, Nikkei futures are suggesting it opens up 30 points up. And you just want to have a look. If that comes off for some reason, then there is a chance for dollar yen to come off. But otherwise, it's pretty much steady as she goes. Looking at the yen crosses, okay, Aussie sort of mid-range. Kiwi yen has broken down, but just coming up towards the support line here. Euro yen still with that pressure on the downside from euro. That nasty blip up there sort of caught out a lot of traders. Stop loss run, whatever you want to call it, weak dollar. It was pretty nasty in that Asian day. Now we're sort of back down here. Now we're wrestling with just a trend line support. It doesn't have that sort of nice coalescing with the cloud there, so I'll leave that alone. And once again, so sterling and euro yen pretty much copying their big brothers, euro and sterling, sort of just drifting to the downside, and just tweaking through a few levels here. CAD yen, well, it's a bit of a basket case, but it has, once it did drop through that cloud last week, it was a bit of a sign that it was lower. And in saying that, though, the price action was pretty ugly. Okay, you'd be lucky to stay in that trade. That's pretty much it, guys. Just have a quick look at the China page. Okay, so no major data out. That's the main thing you're checking on this thing, making sure there's no left field anomalies to catch us out. The Chinese equity markets closed in yesterday, just slightly down. I can't see too much change there unless there is some new reports out. And that's pretty much it, guys. Even the old news services here are running out of news. They're rehashing old stuff. So, yeah, just there's not much happening at the moment. And as you said, with Thanksgiving in the US this Thursday. It's going to be a pretty short week, so try and isolate the best technical pairs, and then match those up with any sort of directional fundamentals is the way to go. All right, guys, we'll catch you later on. Cheerio.